Hi everybody, welcome to day 3 of the Ditch Your Diet Weight Loss Challenge. My name is Jamie, your host, and I'm really excited to be diving into day 3 with everyone. So if you did not get to watch day 1 or day 2, they are below in this group, so just go on back and listen to them. They are important, they're crucial to this whole challenge, so make sure you go ahead and listen to them. And also with the workbook, make sure that you have the workbook. If you subscribe to the challenge, you got instant access. And that has come and gone so many different times that we lost confidence in ourselves to lose the weight or believe that we can. So that is part of the whole mentality part, believing that you can, and that is why I want you to remove the diet philosophy from your mindset, because this is a new philosophy that you can start to adopt and think of it in a different way. So it's not that same like, okay, diet. Like, but you, it's a process to start to shift that mindset, because you can adopt that, and we can, and so what your mind believes your body achieves. So that's a bit about the mindset piece. Mindset is huge. And I also talked in day 1 about including in adding in more whole foods. So we're not taking anything out. I don't want you to feel restricted or depleted or starving. We're adding more of the whole foods. It will crowd out the less healthy processed foods. And yesterday, so after we talked about what to eat, we talked about, I said, okay, you can eat these foods. Does that mean pile your plate with just yams and sweet potatoes and, you know, just all the sweet potatoes you want? And no, that is not the case. You want to have a nice balanced plate. So if you want to learn more about that, that is in session 2, lesson 2. And then today we are talking about portion size. Okay, so we covered the whole. Okay, we're gonna build our plate of these whole foods. okay, now we know what to make the plate of. It's going to be constructed nice and balanced. And now, how big is that plate? Is it a bowl? Is it a large plate? Is it a small plate? What are we doing? What is the size of these things? So this is key, guys. Let me know. Send me if you have any questions. If this is you, if you ever thought of this before, let me know. Comment below. Even if you're watching on replay, send some questions or comments over, because it doesn't matter what kind of diet you're following, whether it's a vegan diet or keto diet or paleo. If you're eating too much, that contributes to weight gain. So you want to we want to figure out how much we're eating, and so we're going to be diving in a little bit more about that today. And I feel like this is like one of those medical disclaimers that I feel important to share before each one of these lives. I felt like it was my weight that dictated, it controlled me. It controlled my entire life. That's why I feel so passionately towards this topic. And also, the majority of people that I work with, the majority of clients that I talk to, teenagers that I'm around, children even that I'm around with the childhood obesity rate, because I also work with children and I do nutritional classes for kids, but this is a problem as a society. So that is really why I talk about weight loss, but it is a byproduct. So I'm not necessarily contributing like, hey, lose weight because you should look like this bikini swimsuit model. No, that's not the thing. And also, if that is what you want to look like, if you feel like you want to lose weight so that you can feel a little more confident in your own skin, so that you can show up a little more powerfully, then more power to you. This is for you too. So that is what I really am trying to emphasize through this program or through this challenge. And and I also wanted to point out that I'm getting to the good stuff in just a second, guys. But I wanted to point out that knowing these things is great, but it's only one part of the story. For example, if you're someone who might have my cookbook at home, or any cookbook or any diet plan or any program at home, and it's just sitting there, or you're not applying it, then what good is it going to do? What is the good of having this information without applying it? So it's like the what, like, okay, what do I do? But then how do I do it? And so at the end of this challenge, I'm going to be opening up enrollment to my program, my course, where I am the conduit, and I really show you how to bring all these pieces together and hold you accountable and move you forward and really create this very uniquely and customized to you. So I just wanted to point that out, that it takes a little bit more than just knowing. It's actually the doing that is what's going to get you the success. So all right, so we talked about, yes, I'm not going to repeat myself again, but let's see, I have my notes here. I wanted to make sure I didn't ramble too much. So weight loss is simple, right? It's science, right? It can be simple to do. It is really, if you're eating too much, that's what we're talking about today. And when you're eating that stuff, your body has to work harder to break it all down. So it contributes to bloat. You may feel contain water weight. You may feel bloated, and it just your body has to take. So when we focus on like, oh, I really want my, I want to lose weight, or I want, my hair to get longer, or my skin to look better, or little things like my nails to get stronger. Your body is not focusing on any of that, because when you're eating strictly a diet full of artificial and processed foods, it's like, listen, sister, I need to help break down all this crap that you're eating, and then I can focus on the extremities. But right now, I'm fighting an internal battle. But if you make it easier on me and you feed me foods that I can easily absorb and provides me some nutrients that I can work with, then, I'll be able to really just, shed this water weight and help you, release these toxins and then focus on your hair, sister. But right now, so that is why whole foods are really great. And also when you're not eating those processed foods, they're not as so processed foods are very palatable. Anything that comes out of a package or a container, they're very palatable. So you want to eat a lot of it. It tastes really good. It might have a lot of sugar in it or salt in it, and you're like, these are great. I want to eat this whole bag of crackers. And so that contributes to a lot of, the portion size that we're eating, because you're eating a lot of it. And then you look at the serving size, and you might say, okay, well, I can have 9 crackers. And so it doesn't have to be like that when you're eating whole foods as much, but we're going to get into that in just a second. So additionally, astronomically bigger, like almost half the size bigger. And guess what? We're eating just as much, because that's what we do when we go to a restaurant. We don't even think about portion size. We're like, this looks delicious, I'm gonna eat it. Obviously they served it to me, so obviously it is exactly what I should be eating, right? No. So you want to watch that and how big serving sizes have gotten. And even if you're not Well, first and foremost, you want to become aware of why you're eating. Why are you eating? Why? Hey, you get into a fight with someone, and the first thing you do is like go right to the refrigerator, or you're feeling frustrated or you're trying to distract yourself. So what do? You go to the refrigerator or the pantry, and you're standing up and eating. You don't even realize what you're eating. So think about why you're eating. And that may sound silly, but when you think about it, when you think about what you're thinking about why you do things, it is game changing. For example, and try to stop eating when you're satiated, when you're not stuffed but full. So test that out today until tomorrow. That's going to be the challenge for today. I have a couple other things to go on, but I want you to start to do that. Stop yourself when you're full, because that is really helpful. And for someone like myself, I love feeling full. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's almost like I don't know when I'm going to eat again sometimes, because I don't know, but I think that's part of it, where you might not know when you're eating again. And so I just like being full. So I could easily eat 3 slices of pizza. Yes, I could. I know some of you are rolling your eyes. No, I eat. I'm an eater, which is why I developed this program for you guys. I'm an eater, so I can easily throw back those 3 pieces of pizza. So instead of doing that, which obviously I'm going to feel like shit after I do, I'll eat a large salad. If let's say we're going to a pizza shop or something, I'm no, I'll have the big salad. And my husband knows I'm always eating some of his food. So I might have that large salad, I might have a half of a sandwich, so that I can still be really full, but know that I filled myself up majority on some whole foods and some greenage and some veggies. So yes, okay, so that's part 1. And then part 2 is I want you to notice what you're eating. So become aware of what you're eating. You can do this by tracking it on a notepad. Usually I have little notepads around. I always have little notepads around because I'm always writing, but that's for whatever reason, I'm a pen and person kind of girl, so I like to just write it down. And when you do that, the power of writing it down, it forces you to think about what you're going to eat. So maybe you obviously you're gonna have breakfast, you're gonna have lunch, you're gonna have dinner, you're gonna have snacks, but it's going to help you to notice those things that you don't realize that you're eating. So maybe you ask, I'm guilty of eating my husband's food. So I'll if he gets a Frappuccino from Starbucks or something, and I'm noticing do I really feel writing down a sip of a Starbucks drink, or do I just feel passing it up? Forget it, I don't really want it that bad. So that's really powerful to start tracking what you're eating. And then at the end of the week, you can kind of go back and review okay, I noticed that this could be something that I want to eliminate, or that can be something that I want to swap with something else. So it's really powerful, and you can do it on a notepad, or you can do it on a tracker app like MyFitnessPal, or there's 100 out there. And the bonus of doing it on a MyFitnessPal kind of thing is because you already get the nutritional value of each food. So like I was saying yesterday, you want to break down your food in a particular way. And when you use a tracker like that, you can automatically see the breakdown. It breaks it down into how many veggies you had at your meal, or how many carbohydrates you had at your meal, and how much protein. So it's kind of cool that you can see that. And also with an app is you can see how many, although we're not counting calories, you can see, like I was saying the other day, we all have these fitness trackers on, right? And you can see how many steps you've taken, and how much you expended, and how much you moved, versus how much you took in, okay? So you can kind of make sure you are either, if you even them out, that means you will stay the same. That if you move more than what you consume, that means that you were on your way to quicker weight loss. And then if you eat more than what you move, then you could possibly be gaining weight. So that is just the basics of science. That's the most technical I ever get with all of this, but that's really what it comes down to. So that could be a benefit of using a tracker app versus a notepad or pen and paper. And the pen and paper, these are things that you have to, if you really want this, you have to do it, try it again and again and again, and create a new habit, because it's going to be a pain in the ass. You're going to be come on, I'm not writing all this crap down, Jamie, but it really does help. So things that I do is I'll have my little notepad, and I don't always remember to take it out, especially if you're just getting started, but I'll like leave it. I have a ledge in between my first floor and my second floor, and I always look at that ledge. Like I don't, and so I leave it there, and it's like my arm level, so I can always like lean on it and write. So every single day when I'm feeling like I want to track, I see it like 100 times a day. So I'm like, all right, fine, I'll stop and write down what I had, or I'll add whatever it is. So that's a little like fun thing. Do whatever you need to do. Hang it on the back of your door. Use your notepad on your phone. Get creative, okay? And then finally, step 3 or part 3 is you want to notice portion size versus serving size. Because a portion size is the amount of food that you pile on your plate, and the serving size is the actual amount that the food is telling you should eat. So if you eat like, I don't know, like some almonds, and you're like sitting at the TV and just like eating, that's a portion size because you portion that out for yourself. But it's not a serving size. The serving size is going to be what it says on the back of the nutrition label. Has anyone ever noticed the serving size? Do you keep track of the serving size? Let me know. I want to hear from you. So the serving size you might be surprised of, and you're like, oh, like only like this many almonds. And that's important to notice and keep track of, because that can add up very quickly. When you're thinking in your head, you're like, I only had like I didn't eat much today. I just had some almonds and I had some of this, like grilled chicken. You know, like people who, and you may be one of them. I know I used to be someone who's like, I didn't really even eat today. Like, I don't really eat a lot ever. And I don't know why I'm not losing weight. It's because these things sneak up on you and they'll bite you in the butt if you do not bite them in the butt first. So notice the serving size, and this could be quite alarming. And if you're eating too little, you could be depleting your body of essential vitamins and nutrients, like I'm saying, that you need in order to lose weight. Because if your body's not getting enough, or it doesn't know when the next set of calories is going to come from, then it's going to hold on to that. You know how people, how you could skip breakfast? Some individuals do this so that if they feel like they ate a lot the night before and they're like, I'm not going to eat breakfast. That's not smart for you to do, because your body is like, I don't know when she's going to feed me again, so I'm just going to hold on to this because I know, she gets in this habit of doing this, and I don't know when food's coming again, so I'm just going to hold on to this. So you won't really ever lose that weight that you want to lose because you're not giving yourself what it needs. So so in the back of your food container, the only thing that I ever recognize, I don't focus too much on what the specific nutrition label says. I focus on the serving size and ingredients. So because when you can bet that your ingredients are clean and legible, and you understand them, and they're not like red dye number 47 and carrageenan and all this crazy stuff, then you can bet your bottom dollar that the food is going to be healthy. The nutrition facts are going to be great as well. There's going to be a lot of fiber, there's going to be a lot of protein, there's going to be a lot of healthy fats, there's going to be those, even if they're sugars, natural sugars, because the ingredients are clean. So yes, but what you're noticing there is the serving size. And so I just have a couple things to go through. Is like a very generic serving size. Like, again, the stuff that I'm talking about on this challenge is very generic. Once we work together one-on-one, I can customize this to meet your specific needs. So that's what's really cool about this. But I keep it generalized just to meet the needs of a lot of different people right now. So serving sizes of raw veggies is going to be about 1 cup, aka like the size of your hand. And I like to use these references just because if you're out, let's say at a restaurant, you're like, I don't know how much 4 ounces is, Jamie, or I don't really know, I don't have a measuring cup with me, so what should I do? So raw fruit is going to be about 1/2 of a cup, or the size of your fist. Dried fruit, 1/4 of a cup, or the size of your palm. The dried fruit can really sneak up on you. They have a lot of sugars in them, so be careful with dried fruit. You always want to, opt for fresh fruit if you can, or frozen fruit in that occasion. Meat is about a half a cup or the size of your fist. Poultry, half a cup or the size of your fist as well. So, you know, if you're going to the restaurant and you're like, you know, how much should I eat? Just, you know, because all of our fist size are different sizes, right? You know, if you're a 300-pound man, your fist size is probably going to be bigger. And so, yeah, I'll leave this in the comments below, but it's important to notice in the on your serving size what it calls for, because like here I have cheese is listed as 1 ounce, which is also the size of 2 dice, and that's really small. Because think about it, when you eat cheese or when you're making a sandwich, or you know, that adds up. Or when you're having wine and cheese night, you know, you're eating a lot of cheese. So, and it can differ from serving size to serving size. So, you know, this is just a very generic thing that I will leave in the comments below for all of you lovely ladies. I won't bore you by reading it right now. So, again, if you have any questions, let me know. Leave them in the comments below. If you're watching this on the replay, send it whenever you watch it. And yeah, so tomorrow, again, we're tuning in at a different time to be fair to my daytime viewers. We're going to be going live at 2 p.m. and then it's day 5. We're going to be wrapping up on Friday at 2. And if you don't have the workbook, get the workbook. I'll leave the link below in this video so that you can snag it. And that's about it for me, guys. I will catch you all tomorrow. Bye.